everyone, this is Tony from Her Homestead Skills, and it's been a pretty busy day for me today. I'm doing some of those old household chores that some of us really can't be bothered discussing other than to say we're doing them, like laundry and house cleaning and cleaning the car. Now, I also did spend some time in the garden. And yes, some things are still frustrating and disappointing, and that would be the bunnies. I still can't seem to keep them away as much as I would like. I think I have to go out and spend some more money and come up with a better barrier than I have in the past, and see if we can still salvage and get some beans. I mean, there is still time. Tomatoes are coming along wonderfully. We have had a lot of dry weather this summer. Didn't have the rain that we normally have, so the plants are nowhere near as large as they should be. But I still seem to have a reasonable amount of tomatoes on those vines, and I may yet have to buy some, and if I do, such is the case. I mean, hopefully they will be available, and hopefully they won't be so pricey that whatever the case is, if I need them, I will buy them. This is one of those years where I've decided that I would like to. This is one of those years where I've decided that I should probably fill up every single jar that I have, and I have plenty of them. I don't think I've ever filled every jar that I have. But this year I'm going to attempt to do that, and so I'm working diligently at determining what else I can up, store up, dry up. Obviously, drying foods will take less space, and I do have some dried or frozen vegetables in my freezer. I may pull those out and dry them, and these are ones that I blanched and froze myself. I'm thinking of dehydrating those to empty the freezer out as well. So, there seem to be concerted efforts to deny that we are in a recession. And I could tell you that anyone who buys food or gas or pays a mortgage will tell you that they're feeling it. The price of everything has gone through the roof, and even those that would like to travel now that they can travel are having nothing but difficulties. I know that there are others that are warning you to be afraid. I don't believe in being afraid. I don't think that's going to help anything. I think at this point in time, it's almost imperative that we just keep our eyes peeled with what is actually going on in and around our own little world, as well as externally. I think that we should definitely keep an eye out on our local grocery stores and other stores as well, but I'm mainly concerned about food, and keep an eye out on which shelves are empty. What is it that is not being replenished, and see if you could find a substitute for it. And perhaps that's just a temporary thing, and a week later that's back on the shelves. Great. But I am starting to hear of more shortages, and I suspect anyone that works in the food industry itself will have a much better idea than the average person that is just buying food, whether it is a farmer that's growing it, or a trucker who's distributing it, or the person who stocks the shelves. Will have a much better idea of what's going on than the average layperson that goes in to buy things. I mean, most of the people who go in to buy their groceries, they see what's there and they see, okay, yeah, maybe this shelf is empty, but I can still purchase that, so it's all good, there's no issues. Or that bin is completely full, lots of food, no issues. But I say let's keep an eye out. I think this fall is going to be critical. I have no idea what the harvests are going to be like this fall. We all hear about farms that have not planted, whether it is for hay for animals, or whether it is for corn or soy or wheat, which are the three main crops, I think, that seem to be rotated around here, other than the vegetable crops. And I did buy some corn last week, and it was very expensive. And yes, I did do a nice little harvest of garlic, and somebody suggested to me that, yeah, to buy those are pretty much $1 a bulb, and yes, they are. That's what I pay, and even more than that when I buy them in the store. I have usually my choice of garlic that comes from, I believe, Spain or Mexico or China. And even the ones that come from China look lovely these days. They certainly have improved on the garlic that they are marketing up here. But I still try to shy away from buying them. Even though they are cheaper, I prefer to get something else. Now, I am disappointed at my garlic harvest, not at how well it's done, but at how few bulbs I actually got. And I know better for next year. So we'll try and improve that next year. There are many on the internet, as well as even in the news. There are those that tell you to be afraid of what's coming. There are those that are angry at others promoting fear. And there are those that are actually fearful. And between all those groups, it's difficult to we always have to remember that there's always the calm after the storm. Yes, there is a storm. There's always a silver lining. Always. The sun always does shine after the storm clouds are gone. So everything is not always doom and gloom. I'm not suggesting that we don't have a lot of difficult days ahead of us. I suspect that we do. But trials are part of living. And overcoming trials and not being beaten down by them is also a part of living. So I still suggest everyone prepare, prepare, prepare. We know that there are difficult days ahead. We know that we are in a recession now, regardless of what people try to tell you. They're afraid of the R word for their own reasons. I understand that in the US in November there will be changes, and hopefully they will be positive ones. And in September here in Canada we do have an election for leader for the Conservative Party. So there will be at least somebody in that role. Next spring could be a whole other world for all of North America. Just have to wait and see. Meanwhile, it's going to be a tough winter, and hunker down, have lots of stock, lots of food, take care of your loved ones, help them out as best you can, and don't be afraid. This is Tony from Her Homestead Skills. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.